Amid allegations of parties in Downing Street last Christmas and calls for him to resign, the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, of course, addressed the nation last night, urging as many people as possible to get their booster jabs. But that televised address didn't go down well with everyone, Colleen, did it?
No, it didn't. Do you know what? From the beginning of the whole pandemic, I was always here kind of defending him in the early stages when everyone was going on about him, and I think you were the same. It was like, well, you know, you've got to admit, you know, of course it sounds like he doesn't know what he's doing because we've never dealt with this before and they're doing their best and blah, blah, blah. Now, he's lost it for me. I'm tired of listening. I'm tired to, you know, oh, there's a big announcement at 5 or whatever it was, and it's nothing.
And then you spend all day worrying about the
And I'm just sick of it. I mean, we all get, oh, you've got to be double vaxxed, you've got to be double vaxxed, and then you'll be fine, and then you'll be fine. And now, oh, no, they didn't work, so now you've got to have a booster to make that work. It's like, I just don't trust them anymore. I just don't. And I'm trying to get my booster. You know, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. I've had both my jabs, and I'll get the booster, but I can't get it.
Yeah, but
I cannot get it anywhere in the north.
It's not about, I think, perhaps a lot of the message that perhaps isn't getting across is from the vaccines that many of us had, say, over the summer. Their effectiveness starts waning over time, especially in that sort of 3 to 6 month period. And that's part of the reason why we need the booster, to make sure that we've got that added bit of protection once again. But I do know what you mean about the anxiety levels. I think so many of us have got, you know, the news apps on our phones. And it did flash up that there was going to be a televised address at 8 o'clock. And if we think back to this period last year, the last time, you know, when we had that last year, that's when essentially Christmas was cancelled. So I think, as you say, Linda, there was a lot of anxiety leading up to 8 o'clock, people wondering, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen? But it was a televised address about extending the booster programme. And I know a lot of people are a bit like it's a bit of a waste of a televised address. And
it is.
Rise those anxiety levels.
Yeah, it does. And also, there's a lot of worry about the people that are missing, like serious cancer operations. I've got some facts here. Breast Cancer Now estimates that 960,000 women missed their mammograms due to breast screening programmes being paused in March 2020. And it's estimated that almost 9,000 of these women could have been living with undetected breast cancer. Due to a backlog of appointments and the strain on the hospitals, this target has been met for almost 13,000 patients.
So there has to be a target on that as well.
Yeah,
you know
essentially, if they're
going to focus on that,
yeah.
because they keep saying that the NHS is under so much pressure. Well, of course it is, because now it's got all this to deal with.
They're taking the staff away to give the boosters now. So people that have got serious...
The potential of heart attacks as well. I remember last year, you know, there was a call from the NHS, please, if you've got any signs of a heart attack, don't think it could be indigestion. You know, don't be afraid to come to the hospitals just because of the amount of COVID cases. You know, so there must have been lots of cases where people missed those very vital signs, are too scared to go in. But I think in general, with the government, Boris was a breath of fresh air at the beginning. It was unlike the normal politicians that we saw. But slowly and surely, it's just moulded into the same old story of, especially with the whole, you know, news on these parties, so-called quiz nights and things that were going on at Number 10, when we were all told we can't see our loved ones who are dying and people's hearts were broken and Christmas was cancelled, and now we hear that's been going on. So where we're supposed to have trust, it's been destroyed. How can you believe anything and listen to what their advice when they don't take... you know, their own advice and do the right thing.
I think all these sort of allegations and no fierce rebuttal, or saying, you know, those things didn't happen, that does erode trust. And at this particular moment in time, trust is, I guess, what a lot of people are asking for to be able to get through the pandemic. So it's difficult, isn't it?